Alright folks, hello again. This is Joel, amateur radio call sign Kilo 1, Juliet Sierra Juliet. And we are out here today at the Rhonda Memorial Community Park. Going to be doing a Parks on the Air activation for Park Kilo 4577, which is the Overmountain Victory Trail. And if you're not familiar with it, it is a fairly long and fairly broad trail that commemorates the Overmountain men who fought in the American Revolutionary War. And they're called the Overmountain men because they came from the far side of the Appalachian Mountains and came down into the main body of North Carolina and upper South Carolina to help fight, most importantly in the Battle of Kings Mountain, but also in several other smaller battles and skirmishes. And They left their homesteads and came to this part of the state to help fight the war and to help secure our place as a nation. So it's a really cool trail. There's been several things done here in my area in Yadkin County, North Carolina, to commemorate some of the stuff that they did. The trail, the branch of the trail that I will be activating starts in Crater Park, which is in Elkin, North Carolina, which may be an activation a little bit later, but today we are here in, as I said, Rhonda Memorial Park here in Rhonda, North Carolina, just about 10 minutes from my house, so it's not far. And I suspect if I can get decent results here, I will be back. So we're going to get set up, and like last time, I'll show you kind of what I brought for gear. Then we'll get everything set up, and we'll get on the air. I don't have anybody else with me today to help video, but I do have my oldest child here. Say hello, David. He's a little bit camera shy, but I brought him with me, and so he had to have his own little radio to bring with him as well. So we're gonna get on the air, and we'll talk to you again in a few minutes. We are back, guys, and we're just going to quickly go over the gear that I brought today. Radio we will be working with today will be the Yaesu FT-818. Tuner is an LDG Z817, which is a matched tuner just for this radio. Other than that, the new gear that I brought is I brought this shortened 20-meter dipole. It's a loaded coil dipole. We may try it out, we may not, I don't know, we'll see. And I've got the same 20-meter dipole that I had before in the last video, and the same 45-foot end-fed random wire as well. As for what my son brought to use as his radio, it's an MFJ 20-meter CW transceiver. He won't be on the air, but he wants to feel like he is important, and so we brought him a radio. And then I brought the POTA post. This is a homemade vertical antenna. It is base loaded. I made this out of some spare material that I had laying around at the house, and we may get it on the air and see how it does today. It has not been field tested, but I have tested it at the house, and it works well. It works primarily on 20 meters and up, but it will pull in 40 meters, so we'll see what happens with that. I'm going to get everything set up, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. Alright, everybody, we are back. I have got everything set up how I want it. Got the 818 set up here, and got little man's radio right here. And little man decided to go with the 20-meter coil shortened dipole. It is centered right here. Center is at probably 7 feet or so, and kind of runs up that way and then ties back into the building here. I did go ahead and set this one up. I have dubbed this the POTA post. I built it specifically for Parks on the Air, and all it is I had a drop cord that a squirrel had got a hold of, and I wrapped around this fiberglass fence post till I ran out of wire, put me a whip on there, and used the other two pieces of the drop cord for my radials. We will see how it goes. I don't currently have coax going to it because I forgot to bring a second piece of coax. So we're going to get on the air now, and if I get any crazy contacts or get into a good pileup, we'll get back to recording, and I'll show you a little bit of that. Alright everybody, we are back with the end of the activation. Munchkin here is still eating his snacks, of course. But we ended the day with a little less than 20 contacts, but hey, that's how it goes sometimes. Still a successful activation. Still made plenty of park to parks. Actually made most of my contacts park to park today. But we will certainly be back again today. I did get to try out the POTA post. And it worked well. I made several contacts on it. It's not an ideal place for it because we're down here kind of in a hole along the river, but it still worked. We still made contacts. I ended up working on both of the 20-meter dipoles, the full size. I had it up for a little while, and then I made most of my contacts on the coil shortened 20-meter dipole. I also threw up the 45-foot end-fed random wire. Made a couple of contacts on it as well. So we used the full arsenal of antennas today. Had a successful activation, and we'll be back again. I do want to just say thank you to everybody who has watched the first few videos on my channel. The channel's had a little over 100 views just in the first month that it's been up, so it's doing well. Obviously people want to Munchkin wanted to join me here. Obviously people want to see some of these videos, so we'll keep making them. Until we get back on the air again. 7-3 and POTA on. K1JSJ.